Yeah, you're good to go, Michelle.
Good morning, everyone. And I am so honored to be here today as a first-time host on Enlightened World Network and Enlightened World Living. And I'm also honored to have our guest here today, Ona Christie Martin. And I know Ona, and I know that she does beautiful work. And she is going to share a beautiful meditation with us today, having to do with the element of fire. And so this should be really exciting. I am so looking forward to it. And what I'm going to do is now turn it over to Ona. Thank you so much, Ona, for being here. And
Well,
let me
thank you
just...
so much for having me on. It's a pleasure as always and an honor.
It is a pleasure and an honor for me and for us as well. So thank you, Ona, and it's all yours.
All right, thank you. And why fire? Well, when I was first invited to be here today, I asked, is there any specific angle that, would like to show up with that you'd like me to take for this? And I think it was Sue who invited me, and she said, well, something around the Colorado wildfires. And I didn't know at the time that Dr. Ruth Anderson, who's the founder of Enlightened World Network, had just lost her home to the wildfires, along with like 1,000 other homes. And so that I didn't know that at the time, but what was really coming forward to me was about connecting with the element of fire, and as well as certain guides to help to balance that fire energy. And I just want to speak a little bit about the element of fire, because it's one, of course, of the 4 or 5 elements, depending on how you count them. But as such, it's a natural force. And right now in the world, for the last few thousand years, there's been a lot of fire energy. Okay, so what fire energy can do is really, it's the element that helps us to get moving, to take action, to get things done. And as well, but that's kind of like this, the driving aspect. That's more the masculine aspect of it. And that can be really positive, right? When it's spinning in a positive direction, that fire energy can be really super positive. That's how we build things. That's how we get things started. It's how we, create what we want to create. But when we spin it, when it spins kind of negatively, when it gets to be overbalanced with that driving fire energy, then we get burnout, and we get forcing through, pushing through, overdoing it. And in extreme cases, sometimes we get like doing things regardless of consequences or regardless of their effects on other people, right? So we've seen a lot of that, right? Both aspects of that both the positive and negative aspects of that masculine fire over the last few, couple millennia. There's also more of a feminine fire, right? Which is more the hearth fire. It's the nurturing kind of warming, right? And I feel like when you get the two balanced, then you have more like the solar energy, right? That gets things going in the spring, but it's also nurturing, right? So a balanced solar energy is also what's used, that kind of, it's that same sort of energy that's the hearth fire, right? That can get the cooking going, it can get things, you can get you warmed up, but it's also just very nurturing. As well as like even a well-running engine, right, can be that kind of fire. It's not explosive. It's just kind of a slow burn, kind of do the work and take care of everybody kind of thing, right? So what we're going to do is there's a particular guide, the Goddess Hestia, that I feel really embodies a lot of this kind of very nurturing, steady kind of fire energy. She was a Greek and Roman goddess, and she was the goddess of the hearth. And as I looked into her, and this was several years ago, I looked into her, she was held very much in esteem throughout the Roman world, and we don't hear much about her today. But every single temple, regardless of what deity it was dedicated to, had a fire dedicated to Hestia. Every home had a fire dedicated to Hestia. So she was actually very, very important. And in the myth, she steps down, she abdicates her throne, and she just tends the hearth. And so there's this humility aspect to it, right? So the element of fire, a lot of times we think, the opposite of fire is water, and to pour water on it. Okay. And when the fire is desiccating, meaning that we're not kind of, it's like, it's too drying, that's a really good approach to water. But when we start getting a fire that's out of control, or fire that's explosive, and that out of control fire with the wildfires, the explosive fire happening a lot in the collective right now, right? There's a lot of tempers flaring, that kind of thing. Pouring water on it is just going to be a mess, right? It creates a lot of steam and just really steams things up. If you think of water as that emotional body, okay? So what we're going to do is work with the elements of earth and air. Okay, air is going to feed fire, but we need kind of a controlled air in order to bring that fire back into balance, right? So we're going to be working with the breath, and we're also going to be working very extensively with element of earth, because earth is what can contain fire, and earth and fire can work really well together, right? The earth contains the fire warms the earth, and it's kind of a symbiotic relationship as long as that air is moving through it. So with that said, I'm going to launch into the meditation. When most of my meditations are very spirit-led, so I will, it's sort of intending for it to be 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll just go into it. I will be starting with kind of like pulling in the elements, and also I almost always use crystals, and the ones that came forward are the tiger's eye, and I feel representing the balanced fire. This is a brown jasper representing earth, and this is clear quartz representing air. So if you're set, if we can begin, and just begin with the breath, becoming aware of the breath. And as you breathe deeply into the bowl of your belly, nice deep breaths, begin to become aware of your body in space. Bring the pelvis down, tuck it under, and feel your seat bones grounded into your chair, as though you're seated on a slab of clay. Just feel your seat bones just sinking right into that. Feel your spine lifting straight up. Again, tuck that pelvis, tuck the chin in just a little, keep that neck long. Feel your feet, if you can, grounded on the earth, and feel as though you have a string just lifting you up, straight up from the crown. And in that state of lengthening the spine, grounding into the earth, allow that breath to keep moving through. Breathing down deep into the belly. And as you breathe, opening each chakra in turn, with the breath beginning to open up. The solar plexus moving down, opening up, expanding. The sacral chakra, moving down, expanding the root chakra. Allowing your breath to move down through the soles of your feet, moving down through the layers of earth, the sand and the silt and the earth and the bedrock, moving down into the lava layer of earth. Feeling that engine of the earth, the warm fire of earth, moving down all the way through that lava layer, down to the core, the crystal heart of Mother Earth. And as you reach the core of the earth with the roots of your awareness, allow those roots to burrow in, anchor into the heart of Earth, and feel the pulse of her heartbeat. Feel that in the roots of your being, allowing that pulse now to begin to send love up. Each pulse of the heart of Mother Earth, feeling that wave of love rising up, pulsing up through your roots, through the soles of your feet, into your legs, your hips, up your spine, all the way up into the heart and anchoring into the heart. Feel yourself now heart to heart with Mother Earth, hearts beating as one. Your heart, the Earth's heart beating as one, and feel the gentle pull of gravity from heart down, feeling yourself held securely to the heart of Earth, and feel the pulse of her heartbeat running through you like a drum, like a great wooden drum beating to the rhythm of creation. With each breath, feeling that drum beat resounding in your heart, in your bones, in your tissues, each organ echoing with the drum, the great pulse of the universe, being held here securely, safely and securely in the arms of Mother Earth. And breathe. Breathe to that heartbeat. Being aware of the great fires of Mother Earth beneath, held in the basin of the earth, here to warm us, here to nurture us. And with the breath, allowing any tensions from the earth, anywhere that you've held tensions in the body, anywhere that the land you're on has held tensions of any sort, ancestral tensions, allowing those now to be released through the breath, drawing up the love and support of Mother Earth and releasing the tensions of the body, tensions of the land, tensions of the ancestors, any tensions you feel from the collective, releasing that up now through the chakra column, up through the spinal column, up through the crown, releasing, drawing in from the earth with each breath and releasing upwards through the crown, up through the sun to the great central sun, and releasing like a lion's breath. Sending anything that is not supporting sustained life, the sustained life force. Anything that's overbearing, anything that feels like it wants to blow, allowing that to be released through the breath, sending it to the central sun. And if it's too difficult to send to the central sun, there are angels all around. And calling in the angels of all directions, of the true directions, east, south, west, and north. Thanking them for their guidance, their support, their love, their presence. And as you release anything that doesn't serve you, anything that doesn't serve the collective, it's in your space, you release it directly up to the sun or give it to any the angelic beings around you, the elementals, the elements of air, release to the air beings, to the earth beings, or even the water beings. Just as the water beings carry away the ash and the debris after a fire, you can release anything that's old, that's desiccated, that's in need of cleansing. Send it on to the water beings. And breathe. Coming now to the center, to the sacred space of the heart. The sacred space of the heart. The heart, the heart. The heart is the hearth of our body. It's the heart, the hearth of our auric fields, coming always back to the heart, breathing now in and out of the heart. And come now to a nice, steady, even breath in and out of the heart space, allowing that heart space to clear and to purify. Remembering that fire, like all the elements, is a purifying element. That when the fires come, they come to cleanse, paving the way for new life. As we breathe into the heart, we invite the fire elementals to be present. Come to the center of the sacred space of the heart, asking the fire elementals to come forth, to accept our gratitude for the element of fire, for all the blessings it brings. Asking that any fire that has shown up in our lives be here, recognize its purpose, for purifying, clearing, cleansing, burning away that which is no longer helpful, that which it no longer serves the highest good of ourselves, our connections, our communities, Mother Earth, all humanity, all life, and all cosmic consciousness. And any energies that do not support this highest good, asking that they be dismissed now. Thanking the fire elements, the fire elementals, for their service in clearing these energies, and asking them to please, as needed, tone it down a little bit. Asking them to please be gentle as they clear, as gentle as possible in these times, welcoming their clearing and cleansing action and asking that this be done as gently as possible with fullest love the spirit of unconditional love for all beings on the planet and beyond. I'm giving thanks now to the fire elementals, asking them to remain in the heart space, calling in the earth elementals, any beings connected with earth, thanking them for their service, for their protection, their guidance, their love. Thanking these earth elementals for providing safe space, recognizing them for their full power in holding the energy of fire, holding us safe, creating a beautiful vessel, crucible of earth, and stone and of metal, all materials of earth, creating a powerful container to hold the fire of the new earth being built, asking that this container be blessed, and that all materials used in building structures to support a higher consciousness on earth be blessed, strengthened, and tempered to hold the sacred flame that is kindling on the earth right now in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, kindling in the heart of Mother Earth, kindling in the heart of the galaxy, breathing into this space, the holy temple of the sacred flame, inviting the sacred flame now to descend from the great central sun, through the sun itself, through our crown chakra, opening and expanding to receive this light, this gentle and holy bringer of life, this life force itself, receiving sacred flame through our crown, allowing it to enter our third eye so that we may vision heaven on earth, and in the visioning begin to create, and bringing that vision down, that holy sacred flame down into our throats, that we may be able to speak our truth and identify our reality, the reality that we're building, bringing that sacred flame down into the heart and anchoring into the heart, that we may seed it into the earth. And with each breath, sending that seed of life to the atmosphere around us, seeding the atmosphere of earth, the sacred flame of life. And allowing this mingling of the two, the heaven and the earth, the sacred flame, the sacred hearth, igniting that in our hearts, allowing these two energies to mingle and to grow. And breathing again into the heart, feeling the heart space expand, becoming aware of so many others, every other human being on the earth, responding to this call for light, for life, for sustained nourishment and growth and beauty and harmony and love and joy and freedom for all beings on earth. Every being sharing this vision in their heart. Feel your heart space expand and connect every other heart light on the planet. So the whole planet is aflame with a sacred fire, held safely, contained in the crucible of earth, fed with the breath of life, and warming, nourishing all life on earth. And with this warming fire in place on earth, seeing the vision, this earth we are on, 500 years and 1,000 years, starting right now, springing to life, becoming green with new life, seeing the earth cleansed, the waters flowing pure, the skies clear and sweet, and the beautiful light of the sun shining all around. Giving thanks now to the element of fire, the element of earth, of air, of water. Giving thanks to Mother Earth, to Father Sun. Giving thanks to the Goddess Hestia, to all other beings of light, assisting in anchoring the sacred flame on the earth this time. Allowing all beings to step back to the breath, releasing any bonds or inappropriate connections that may have formed. Each one of us is a sovereign being in service to the light. Thanking the angels and all of the beings of light. Coming back now to this time, this place, this presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This session is now finished, stable, and complete.
Wow. That was quite a journey, Ona. That was beautiful. I
That
felt,
was just all spirit.
oh, goodness gracious. And thank you for, in the introduction, how, talking about fire and the power, and like everything else on this planet, it's yin and yang, and there are elements that all of the elements either serve us well, or if they're out of balance, then that's where we have problems.
Yes, and every time we have those problems, it's a moment to give thanks for, because it's showing us exactly where the imbalance is, right? We wouldn't know where the imbalance was if the problems didn't show up, right? So every problem is an invitation for healing, right? It's just a call.
Yes.
And even when we see, what we might say is evil, right? It's simply a call for love, for rebalancing, for healing, and also remembering that each one of us is a free soul, right? And that we can only respond for ourselves, right? That other people have their choices. And that sometimes these imbalances, these experiences are initiations, right? That they are needed in order to correct something and we can only respond. Right?
Yes,
Make our own
yes,
decisions. So yeah.
I know. It was beautiful. And I felt like I had this big comforting blanket on me, like this weighted blanket from Mother Earth.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that I felt this reverence, which I think I always do, but I think you brought it more to the forefront, the reverence for Mother Earth and for all of the elements, and giving them the respect and the reverence that they deserve.
Yes, and that's so important. And I think that's something that really is calling for this sense of the sacred and bringing that back into our
Yes.
consciousness as a species, right? That sense of the sacred, that is what has been so out of balance. That's why we're seeing all these imbalances at such, in
Yes.
such the extent that we're seeing, is that we've lost that sense.
Right.
And to bring that back, right? And the sense of the sacred, for all the elements, for the soil itself, that's huge, and for our bodies, right?
Yeah.
And for both the masculine and the feminine, right? And sometimes we tend to, put a lot of
Yes.
baggage around that. But
Yeah. And so that was just beautiful. And could you tell people how they can get in touch with you?
yeah. My website is artofawakening.life, and I always put life in capital letters because it's so easy to think the other one, but .life, artofawakening.life. And then my YouTube channel is Art of Awakening.
Art of Awakening. Well, thank you. And I know EWN thanks you. And we love EWN, don't we? Enlightened World Network and Living, because it's providing so much inspiration and uplifting energy with people like you. And we so need that now, as you pointed out over and over again in your beautiful meditation. So thank you, Ona, and we'll
Yesha.
see you again soon. And
Good.
thank you all for tuning in, and continue to watch EWN if you want to feel good. If you don't want to feel good, then don't tune in. But we offer. No, I don't think that sounded right.
It's free choice, right? And but it's important. It's an important point, because there will be people probably in your life, definitely in my life, that are making choices to, that I don't consider what would be choosing, a positive
Yeah,
thing. But it's like,
yeah,
I've had to make peace with that, right? That it's
that's right.
their choice, they're free to make it. And that their soul knows best, right? Their soul knows best to bring them the experiences that they need. And
Correct.
and all the mistakes that I've made, I give thanks for, right? All the experiences that have been less than fun.
I know that's
It's
always
all
a
the
hard
teachers.
pill to swallow, but it's true. There is not one thing that has happened in my life that is a challenge, that when I look at it, either at the moment, if I'm lucky enough to have that kind of wisdom, or retrospectively to realize that I learned something.
Yeah.
So EWN is your place to get uplifted, and you'll find some body and some things that will help you and fit and feel like that. Oh, that's the spot. Like you just feel like you're so connected. So again, Ona, thank you. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much.
And goodbye, everyone. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend.